Hello everyone. Welcome to the live. Today we're going to be talking about Love is Blind Season 7 reunion. And yeah, it's I don't even know what to say about this season. It's been like the weirdest cast, I will say. Not many of them were very likable, especially after this reunion. And it's just almost like, I can't even say it's almost like, you can tell that these people were not vetted, especially to have someone like Tyler come through with all of his mess. And by the way, today in this live, I'm just going to talk about what happened at the reunion, what we knew so far about the reunion. I'm going to be doing a separate video talking about all the news and things that came out after the show ended. I'm actually going to film that after this live. So I know that there's more things that have come out, and I plan to talk about them in that video. So make sure y'all keep your notifications turned on so y'all can see that video when it pops up. And yeah, hey Roxanne, hey JR, hey Janelle, hey Soul Child. Also, I want to let y'all know, obviously shop lavidarosastyle.com. These are a new addition to the website, my sneaker earrings. I want y'all to make sure y'all check those out. I have these in many different colors. Also, the exclusive discount code for my subscribers. This discount code is strictly for y'all. I've only promoted it over here. It is a 10% off discount for your entire order. It doesn't matter how much you spend. And the discount code is autumn. So make sure you use this by the end of the day tomorrow, by 12 o'clock tomorrow. That's when it ends. So make sure y'all use that, get your 10% off discount. A lot of y'all have taken advantage of that. I've gotten a lot of orders from people using the discount, and this is just my way of showing y'all some love, you know what I'm saying, before the holidays. I will be dropping my Christmas earring collection soon, and I'm gonna have a giveaway coming up, as well as more discount codes. So make sure y'all keep your ears open, stay tuned for that. But yeah, those are cute. If I wore earrings, thank you. Storytime with Ricky posted her TikTok live on YouTube. I saw that. I saw part of that, and Ricky is getting all the tea. I watched part of it and I was just disgusted. I am. But it's like there's not much more that she could say. Well, I guess she could give more details, but I feel like we know majority of what there is to know about that situation. I know enough to know he's dead wrong Ashley's Dead Wrong. We'll get more into them on their segment, but yeah, I really didn't need to hear more. I'm already, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of tapped out at this point. Like, from what I heard, it was just getting a little bit too hectic. Hey, Jamila. Hey, Priya. Thank you, Janelle. Make sure y'all like the video coming in. So, I guess I'll go ahead and get started. And we'll pull up. Ooh, not them. We ain't gonna start with them, child. We gonna start off light. We gonna start off light. Hold on. We're gonna start off light, and we're gonna talk about Taylor and Garrett segments. I mean, I guess they're the strongest couple coming out of this season. They're the healthiest couple that we have. I mean, they had their little texting scandal, if that's what you want to call it, but I think their biggest struggle overall was the moving thing, and whether he was going to move to San Diego, and how his parents were just totally against that. And they settled that at the reunion. They're not going to be moving too far away. They're going to be still going to be near his parents. And yeah, they seem like they're going strong. Garrett looked weird with that hair. I don't like to go. Garrett looked better when the hair was a little bit shorter. The longer look, it kind of ages him, or it's the dated look. It kind of looks like it's from the 70s, especially with that jacket. So I understand why some people didn't like the glow up. The picture I saw, though, he definitely looked 10 times better than he did on the show. But at the reunion, it wasn't a good representation of that. Am I the only one? Or did Garrett look better with shorter hair? You're not the only one, clearly. Honestly, they need to make up their mind about where they want to stay. I think they're going to stay in that general area. I think it was unfair for y'all. I'm so sorry. On my last video, I kept calling Taylor April for some reason. I don't know why I'm calling her April. I'm just, she looks like an April to me, I guess. I don't know. But Taylor signed up for this show knowing that it's going to feature people from the DMV area, but also knowing that she wanted to move to San Diego at some point. So I do think it's unfair to come on a show like this, especially when they choose people in that specific area for a reason, to all of a sudden, you know, tell them, oh, I want to move, and if you love me, you'll move for me. So I thought that part was unfair anyway on her end. And thankfully, she was willing to stay in that general area for him. I didn't like it either. Y'all really did not like his look. I didn't like his outfit more than the hair. The hair didn't bother me as much, but the outfit, the shaggy look is horrible. The longer hair didn't match the outfit. Should have slicked it back. It probably would have looked a little better slicked back. I don't know, y'all. He's kind of a little man, so it might have made him look a little shorter. I don't know. I'm also looking at him a bit for letting her change him so much, if it was her idea. Well, she said on the reunion that he wanted to switch up his look. You know, child, you know how when people get married, get in relationships, the women come in and they add their little touch to it. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm rooting for Taylor and Garrett. Yeah, I would love to see them work out. He needs to taper the perimeter a little bit. He definitely needs some extra hair on the top, but that shag look in the back ain't in. Lord Farquhar, why are y'all going in on Garrett? Oh my God. I like them, but she's making all the plans, so I'm scared. Little man is crazy work. I'm feeling the new look. It was giving Saturday Night Fever. It was kind of giving old school John Travolta. I think Garrett is good looking, but the hair was Tim Allen from the 90s. Y'all, why are y'all roasting him? Oh my goodness. You look gorgeous. Thank you. I wanted to switch it up a little bit with the eyeliner. Um, I was gonna say he looked like a matador, but everything else is. I cannot. I cannot. But let me say this. Taylor looked amazing. Taylor looked like she could have been on anybody's red carpet. She definitely had the best dress. I just wish Garrett matched her energy just a little bit. Just a little bit. Y'all are cracking me up. Okay, that's it for them. All y'all doing is roasting Garrett at this point. There was literally no point in bringing Leo and Brittany back. What was the point? Unless y'all were gonna bring them as one of the main couples to be featured on the show, like y'all completely missed out on all the drama we could have had. So bringing them to the reunion just so they could try to save face. Oh, I really did. It's not that I wasn't attracted to him. He was actually comforting. He was actually the most comforting thing about the whole situation when you were like literally jerking back whenever he tried to kiss you. Ma'am, we saw everything, okay? That was annoying to me. Leo was funny looking. I'm sorry. At least he didn't feel the need to bring up his money every 2 seconds at the reunion. No reason at all except to eat up time. Thank you. Like, we really... They could have been left out and y'all could have actually went in depth on Tyler. But y'all wanted to waste time on Leo and Brittany and all of the past contestants that we could care less about. Y'all, I didn't even remember who Jessica was. They brought Jessica back from season 1. And yes, Jessica was like one of the main storylines of season 1. But nobody cares about that season anymore unless you're talking about Cameron and Lauren. And then y'all are showing her wedding. And we don't know who that man is. And then you brought her baby out. All of it was too much. Bliss and Zach didn't even bring their baby out. They're both trying to rewrite history. I agree. They both were trying to rewrite history. Some things on her body look brand new and she greased the suckers up. She looked beyond uncomfortable. Exactly. The time spent on old cast was so frustrated. Exactly. Jessica of all people, like we really want to see Jessica again. And who was that other girl they brought out? That girl that was engaged to Bartiz. Ma'am, we do not care that she's moving to New York. And even though Marshall's facial expressions were funny, like I didn't mind seeing him in the audience. I didn't care about seeing him there either. Like, unless he was going to talk about what happened with his engagement, and y'all could have left AD at home too, unless she was going to talk about her relationship with Ali. Why she dating Ali all of a sudden? Why are you across the pond with Ali? That's what I wanted to know. Thank you. Do a Where Are They Now episode. I heard AD was dating. Yep. Get rid of the former cast. We don't care. AD was still cringe. Have y'all been seeing what's that boy's name? The guy she was with, Clint. What is his name? I can't. Cliff. It's at the tip of my tongue. Who was that guy she was engaged to? The one that clowned her at the altar. Clay. Have y'all been seeing Clay on TikTok trying to roast people? You are the last one. And then there are people in the comments hyping him up. I could not believe my eyes. I would tell y'all to go look, but then it's just going to boost his numbers up even more. That's like Chris from Married at First Sight starting a TikTok and talking about the current contestants of Married at First Sight. You have no room to talk. Nancy did look good. She did, but I just don't care. I don't care. They could have all been a FaceTime call. They didn't have to actually be there. I just didn't like how AD was agreeing with Hannah. I'm like, anyway, that's all I had to say. I didn't really talk about them half the time. They were unnecessary, y'all. How are y'all the best of friends? How are Brittany and Leo the best of friends? And y'all relationship couldn't even last beyond the Miami trip. But now y'all talk every day. They all looking for some sort of fame. Thank you. Thank you. You don't come on a show like this unless you want to be seen, you want to be famous. All right, let's move on. He's still being exposed, by the way, left and right. Left and right. Somebody just wrote on here earlier, and I saw a little bit of the live where his baby mama's mama was on a live telling her side of the story. And he still, to this day, allegedly has not seen those kids. They brought out Jessica but didn't bring out Tyler's children's mother. See, if this show actually did decent reunions, then they definitely would have at least had her on a FaceTime call at the very least. But bring her out so she can give her side of the story. What I really didn't like is the fact that they only addressed the first child, which technically was supposed to be a donation, right? But they didn't even address the twins who were conceived naturally. They didn't address those at all. And Ashley keeps trying to lump them all in. Oh, it was the donor situation and he was just too nice and the lines got blurred. Lines don't get blurred if you're there at the birth, cutting umbilical cords, fighting for custody of the children. And then there were people still in the comments like, you don't know all of it. Well, court records ain't lying. So I'm not finna fall for the okie doke just because somebody gets on TV and starts crying. Like, do I look like Ashley? And Jessie Wu brought up a great point on TikTok. We're all looking at Ashley like she needs to open her eyes. Like, why is she falling for this? When really she orchestrated much of this. If what she's saying is true, that he told her behind the scenes. And when she came back, I don't know if y'all heard this part of it, but she recently did an interview where she said when they got their phones back, she did her own background check and she didn't see the pictures, but she saw everything she needed to see. She talked to family members or whatever, not the baby mama, but to family members, and she feels comfortable with this situation. That means she was the main orchestrator behind them coming on screen and putting on the farce of him acting like he's just now telling her, when in reality she already knew. So you're the reason why he got on screen. Now I'm not saying I'm holding him accountable too. He's dead wrong for what he did too. But you're partially responsible for him getting on screen and calling them kids sperm babies and saying, oh, they don't know what you look like. Oh, I don't think so. You orchestrated all that because you wanted that part to be shown. To try to, I don't know, you thought that was going to be enough to make everybody believe it. But yeah, she's all the way in on it. She's in full support of it. And I don't know how true this is, but somebody said she was pregnant. So I hope that he don't run out on you and your baby. Clearly, he's capable of it. Yes, acting out a scene was wild. The fact that she got on TV and admitted that they were literally acting out a scene, that made both of y'all sound extremely manipulative. And she was like, oh, that's why he was looking crazy when I asked if the kids have seen him before. Big bird. Big bird. The biggest of birds. Did he say on the show? He did say he wanted to get her pregnant. That he did say that. He said that every 2 seconds. She just wanted to be married. The cast was at a football game, and every time the camera panned to her, she was rubbing her belly. But she's denying she's pregnant. She said she was just hungry. Child, I don't know what to believe with her anymore. I don't know what to believe with her anymore. I don't trust either one of them. I hope they have the marriage they deserve. She's not running from interviews and doing her own videos about it. Ashley looked physically uncomfortable because she said that was her revenge dress. Who is she getting revenge on? I don't know. Hopefully not the children. She'll be a single mom next, getting on the internet crying. And I really don't want to hear it. If that happens, like, girl, we don't want to hear it. You had everybody coming out warning you. You had every red flag. I still feel bad for her because I feel like she was manipulative. She was manipulated by the time she realized it was too late. The thing is, even if she was, by now, you know the truth. If we all know the truth, you know she does. So, she's willing to stick around. That's on her. Deadbeats always trying to impregnate somebody. Why is that? It's a fetish. I'm all for unconditional love, but she has to love herself, not love herself to stay with this man. Especially knowing that she dealt with the same thing. You know, she said that her father wasn't in her life. So how could you be in a relationship with somebody that is neglecting their children? They were once a present father to the point where they spent holidays together, at the very least Christmas, wearing matching pajamas, and have, because that's my thing. Don't try to gaslight me and make me feel like I'm making too much of the situation when we see the pictures of the man in pictures with the children, with the shirt saying dope dad, matching pajamas, family pictures, holding the babies when they're first born, cutting the umbilical cord. Like, all of this is documented on the internet. Nobody made that up. And even his mama had posted those pictures and deleted them, like, when he came on the show. So, she's supposed to be on Nick Vile's podcast this week. I heard that's pre-recorded before. I heard that was pre-recorded before the baby mama came out and spoke. So whatever she says is not even going to be up to date. So it's really going to make her look crazy. Ashley doing all the talk. And that's another thing. Why is Ashley doing all the talking? Like, this is literally Tyler's mess. Like, yes, she gets to be held accountable for sticking around, but this is Tyler's mess. Why do you feel the need to be out in front taking all the bullets for him? And he shouldn't even want her to do that. We're now supposed to believe them when they admitted they lied about whether the kids knew what he looked. Exactly. Y'all already told us. Y'all already told us that y'all played in our face one time. Anyway, let's move on. Y'all, these two, oh my goodness. Why are these two such they're so polarizing. Like, either you are completely team Alex or completely team Tim is what I've been seeing in the comments. For me personally, I think both of them are wrong. I think both of them, played a role in the relationship breaking down, but in the comments it's like people are fighting for Tim, people are fighting for Alex. And I'm just like, both of them have their ways. I feel like both of them played a role in their relationship going up in flames. He needs therapy. I agree. I think he's still grieving his sisters. I think he's definitely still grieving. And I think Alex does too, because both of her parents are disabled. And to a certain extent, you have to be a caregiver to your parents. So I know that's hard. I know that's tough. I wouldn't even blame her if she was depressed, because a lot of us were speculating she could be depressed just, based off of the way her apartment looked. We laugh and joke about it, but, the way her apartment looked, the constant napping, the lashing out, I could see that. Both were wrong, but I'm more team Tim. Agreed, both acted childish in different ways. They do not like each other. Both are crazy. They gave brother and sister vibes. They did kind of give brother and sister vibes. And it's weird because he kept saying that she reminded him of his sisters. So maybe that's why they gave each other that vibe. I don't. Tim is a little scary. Why you say that? I was tired of both of them. They were both making me tired. Both need therapy. They don't like each other. I feel like they spend too much time on them. I do too. They spent way too much time with letting Tim constantly telling her she called me out of my name, which was wrong. She was dead wrong for that. You should not call the man you love a little b. You just shouldn't. You just shouldn't, especially if you claim to love him. I don't know how you're gonna come back from that. But I got tired of him whining about it. He kept whining about it. And I do think Tim is the type of person that pushes your buttons and then wants to step back and kind of play the victim. It's him with his crossed legs and stank attitude. Yeah, I do feel like he was doing a lot. I feel like, at the very end of the relationship where he was like, I don't want to ever see you ever again, was too much. It was giving Lifetime movie villain. It was. But Alex had her ways as well with the whole, we didn't see her lash out, but she said herself that she had anger issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if she snapped out on him for no reason. Or out of nowhere, or escalated the situation. They may be long distance cousins. And also, when it came to the parents, and he went out of his way to cater to his parents and cook for them and write the letter, regardless of whether we thought he should have read it to the dad or not. She told him that he was going to have to go above and beyond for her dad and impress him in order for her to marry him. He did that. And washed the dishes at the end. And then when it came time for his parents, you couldn't sacrifice a little sleep in order to entertain them for a night. So I understood where he was coming from with that. I don't think it was just based off the fact that she was taking naps. I think it's silly to reduce it down to that. I got where he was coming from. And honestly, if a lot of y'all were honest with yourselves that are defending Alex on that, if the tables were turned and Tim did that to her after her, cooking a big fancy meal for his family, washing the dishes afterwards, and the next day he came in with his hand in his pockets looking down and talked to them for a few hours and went upstairs and went to sleep, we all would have a problem with that. So that's where I'm coming from with it. I think a lot of people think, just taking Tim's side. No, I'm just looking at it objectively. Both of them were wrong in their own ways. I don't think Alex is free of fault, but Tim needs to allow the other person to speak. I agree with that too. I do think he was trying to overtalk her a lot. I would have put my dad through... I'm not sure I would have put my dad through the Love is Blind experience when the actual marriage was not a given. I agree, especially seeing how emotional her dad was. She definitely should have washed the dishes, no excuses. I agree. I totally agree. I think we should be talking about why she was working on a day. Like, I would have taken a day out. That was my other thing too, because her excuse was not giving. She was like, oh, the reason why I took a nap is because this was my first night bartending. Why? And this was the one and only time you bartended during your relationship. Why did you not reschedule? I'm sure you would have rescheduled if you had to bartend the night of your wedding. I'm sure you would have rescheduled then. But that was very inconsiderate for you to even have to work that night, knowing that his parents came in, drove 10 hours just to see you. You have to make that sacrifice to spend the day with them. You have to. They had dinner the night before. He told her that he had doubts. The whole doubts thing, was it like doubts? Like, people have doubts. Like, at first I took it like as deeply as she did, but I'm like, what were his doubts? Did you ask him what the doubts were? Did you try to reassure him in any way? Because sometimes people can have doubts, and you have to hear them out on their doubts they might have. What if he saw that apartment and he was like, look, if that's the way you living, I'm having doubts. Because you saw the way he lives. He's neat and tidy. Everything has its place. You walk in her place, it looks like an episode of Hoarders. I probably would have some doubts after looking at the apartment too. Let's be real. Maybe he had doubts when he had to wash them dishes. And if you felt that seriously about those doubts, why did you still go meet his parents? If it was that deep. Y'all laughing, I'm being serious. He was looking for a reason to say no. And I could agree with you with that as well. After that big fight, I do believe that he was checked out. I do. They did not communicate well at all and didn't look like they moved in together, so meeting the parents probably should have been off the table. I think they were living together, but I think when the parents visited, they went to his home and not their shared home. Because remember, he said that he tried to cuddle her one night, but she was asleep. Depression makes it hard to socialize for multiple hours on end as well. The main issue with these two was communication. If it's to that degree, then you shouldn't have come on this show. And maybe she realized that when it was all said and done. But she shouldn't have been on this show. They were not compatible at all. Just trauma and dishes. After 10 hours, the parents needed a nap too. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking the parents probably wouldn't have been up for much longer. They probably wouldn't have been up all night long. You know what I'm saying? Just stay up a couple of more hours. Say no over an argument, dishes, food, and naps. But he was texting her one night, asking her to text him when she made it home. Oh, okay. That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe they weren't staying together. She shouldn't have been on the show. He also said, call me when you get home with the car situation. Y'all not in the same home. Y'all, you know what? Y'all right about that. I didn't even think about that. You right. I hate Tim more. I'm sorry. You just do not like Tim. And that's fine, because Tim is annoying. Like, his personality is very annoying. And I do think he's very provoking, but I just feel like, Alex has her annoying ways too. Tim's behavior isn't surprising because we are from the same city. All the men act like him here. Dang. Tim is too controlling, and Alex is an independent woman. It'll never work. He is internally full of rage and trying to hide behind his flowery language as if he's mature, but he's passive aggressive and piss poor communicator. You right about that, Caitlin. I ain't gonna lie. You right, cause you could see him steaming, and him trying to smile and act like, oh, but no, everything's fine. I want everybody to know everything's fine. I don't have anything against her. But then you're raging on the inside. You could see it in his eyes. So I get what you mean by that. Didn't understand how Alex had that many trash bags and it was categorized. Some was done. Girl, them trash bags, she probably just moved in and she didn't unpack them trash bags yet. And she was trying to act like, yeah, I'm about to donate. Wasn't nothing in that apartment organized in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, let's move on. I spent too much time with them in this live, just like they did in the reunion. Now, this the one I don't like. And Marissa got on my nerves too. This is the one that got on my nerves. Now, what I can appreciate about Ramses is that he didn't do too much arguing. He didn't do too much trying to defend himself. He pretty much took all the lashings. He took all the whacks that everybody had to give him, which he deserved. Marissa had more smoke for everybody but him. I agree. I was kind of shocked. Yeah, I was really shocked, like, on other segments, like, especially with the whole Nick situation. She really had a lot to say. But when it came to Ramses, she was on hush mouth. She barely could open her mouth without crying. And later on, she let us know that, you know, they were still messing around. That's probably why. Even though she just came out and said she had a boyfriend. If I was her boyfriend, I would be mad. And I would need to know how long ago was that, especially since you still sitting up here crying about it at the reunion. I'm not a Ramses fan, but he did not seem well at the reunion. He was red in the face. He probably was very embarrassed and shamed, as he should have been. Fake bubbly and fake feminist. Ooh. You ain't lying, though. You ain't lying. I feel like she really is like a Gretchen Wieners. She is like a sidekick. and she loves playing that role to Hannah. The second, third, and fourth hand embarrassment. Yeah, I just feel like she should have chosen Bodan. I feel like they would have been a much better match. What team he played for is the question. I'm not gonna go there, y'all. I'm not gonna go there. Ozone's outfit looked ridiculous, but he took the heat even though he was visibly uncomfortable. Yeah. He just like somebody, like the mama said, he just stuck in the 80s or something like that with his style. When she kept going on that I'm a girl's girl. When you have to keep saying I'm a girl's girl over and over, don't nobody believe you. It's just like when people say I'm humble. You can't brag about being humble. It's an oxymoron. Yeah, it is kind of giving fake feminists. I think both of them pretend like they're more progressive than what they are. And maybe they want to be more progressive and they understand like on the internet praises that, and being politically correct and things like that. I think they're saying what they know people want to hear, but do they actually believe that? I don't think so. I don't think either one of them do. I agree. They're both trying to prove something to themselves. I agree. It's like the social justice warriors from Twitter in real life. Because they had all the talking points. But when it came down to it, they couldn't stand on it. They weren't standing on business. Shabadoo is confused and confusing. Marissa taking out her anger with Ramses on Nick, and Hannah taking out her insecurities on Nick. We're going to get to them. I feel like Ramses did feel bad for hurting Marissa's feelings after watching this season. Ramses is still Ramses. I do think he feel bad to a certain extent, especially after seeing how she reacted. I'm sure he didn't see all of her confessionals, crying and, crying on the phone to her mom. He probably was scared the mom was going to really snap on him too. He was very apologetic though. I give him that credit. The mom was interesting, but I fear she clocked his tea. And low key, remember when we were mad at her for calling Marissa a B? She might not have been wrong. The mama clocked everybody. And it might have come from a place of bitterness or whatever you want to say. But the mama was right about majority of everything she said. Caitlyn, you would like her mama. I know you do. But she did. The mama was right. The mama was right. And we was all mad at the mama for how she said it. But she was not wrong. She wasn't wrong about Ramses. And I think when it came to this show and, the marriages on this show, she wasn't wrong about marriage either. Mom is my favorite real. Marissa's mom was right the whole time. Bring her back. Her mom was 100% right about all involved. She was just bitter. Exactly what I said then. I have a special place in my heart for people who are authentic, whether good or bad. She's your problematic fave. Marissa's mom was so calm and collected at the reunion. She sure was. Like, I was surprised that her mom was so chill. Cause how rowdy she was when she first met Ramses, I thought we was getting that mom coming through. Y'all were right. Y'all were right. Y'all were right about the mama. She won't be single for long. Who? Marissa's in a relationship. That's something else they didn't talk about at the reunion. Usually they go by each person and ask, are you in a relationship or are you dating? They didn't even do that. Yeah, I saw Marissa's new man. Oh, for those who came in late, I am going to be doing a Love is Blind news video. I'm actually going to film that after this live. So, all the new stuff that's coming out, I'm going to be talking about. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It's a lot of stuff that's been happening off screen. I was shocked he was a black man. I have to hear him talk. Before I can be shocked or too shocked, I have to hear him talk. Because, yeah, he's black, but, yeah. I want to hear him talk first before I comment any further. Oh, what does that mean? That means I believe Marissa has a type. We needed more information about his ex-wife. Exactly. No, they did not ask the questions. Like, it's so much that we could have talked about at this reunion, and they want to fill it up with a bunch of crap we do not care about. When Marissa said I was effing that man, did she mean during the show or since the show? I feel like she meant since the show. And that's why I said if I was her current man, we would have to get some dates listed. Ramses didn't want to say too much because he was scared of Marissa's mom rushing the stage. The reunion could have been a text for sure. Her mom clearly don't like Hannah either. Because remember she whispered that little bit in her ear. Hannah said she was mean to, Marissa said Hannah was mean to her too. Let's go ahead and move on to Hannah. Let's get her out the way. The thing is, Hannah, if you were not such a jerk during the season, during the reunion, you could have had a redemption. People could have been on your side with Nick not being husband material. I think we all can agree on that. If you would have just treated him like a human being, you would have came out looking like he would have been the villain of this story for sure. But it says a lot that Nick is the one we're rooting for out of these two. Like, knowing what we know about him, she would have at least have gotten sympathy. Exactly. If she would have just been decent, I'm not even saying you have to be just nice. If you would have just been decent to him, you would have come out on top in this situation. But no, you just had to be Regina George. Nick had grown up to do, but it doesn't compare to how she was treating him. Oh no, for sure. What she was doing, from the very first moment with that whole duck situation, it's been uncalled for since the beginning. Oh no, when they first met each other and the way she was treating him, As if she was just a 10. Let's just be real. I don't even care if he called her a grenade. I don't even care if he called her a 5. The real tea is y'all really on each other's level. Let's just be real, because physically, y'all were a match. Garrett said in an interview after the reveal he believes that Nick fell in love with Hannah. He possibly could have. Do I think he was being disingenuous? Possibly. But he just knew how to play the game and she didn't. If that's the case, because Hannah wanted to be famous too. Everything she accused him of, talking about how he wanted to be the most famous person. Who is the main one from this cast? I don't know if y'all know this, but she's the main one from this cast on TikTok, doing all the TikToks, collabing with everybody, trying to be an influencer. So who really wanted the fame? I don't even see Nick out here like the way I see her. She been all over my For You page. I'm gonna have to block her in a minute because I'm tired of seeing it. And she quit, not to mention quitting her job to come on this show. Now, who really came on this show for fame? And thank you, Jamila. That's what I said on my last review. Don't nobody come on this show only looking for love. Y'all want to be seen. Y'all want some sort of notoriety. You want some sort of clout. You want a platform, whatever you want to call it. Because if not, you would just go find your local matchmaker to help you find a husband or a wife. And TikTok making her look even... They are. Her TikToks make her look even worse. Because she's playing into the mean girl narrative. Like, that's cute. Exactly. Quit her job to be an influencer, not a wife. It's scary she still can't see herself after watching it back. She knows exactly how she looks and she just doesn't care. The people around her accept it. Her brother said behind her back that he doesn't like the way she talks to him, but he still accepts it. He's doing TikToks with her too. Marissa said she didn't like the way she talked to her. Still her friend. Katie talked bad about her behind her back on television and had her on her hands and knees apologizing, even though at the end of the day she knew she was wrong, but still had this girl on TV crying and apologizing to her. She knows it, but she's getting away with it, and people are going along with it like she's Regina George. So she's gonna continue to do it as long as the people in her life allow it. The people around her are pathetic to me. And the fact that she broke up with him in the pods and wanted him back. I forgot about that. Nick should have never took her back. He should have never took her back. Because she broke it all the way off with him for Leo. Found out Leo was playing her. And then ran back to him. And then in the pods, didn't one of the other guys in the pods said that she stopped talking to him when she found out that he was like 5'10"? She been a jerk from the beginning. The weight loss just turning the evil up even more. Okay. Because now her looks, she was insecure. She said it on the show. She was insecure about her weight, especially during the pandemic. And I feel like because she was overly critical of herself, a lot of what she was doing was projecting onto him. So now that she looks like, I'm guessing, the popular girl or the way she always wanted to look, Oh, we just sent that into overdrive. She mean girl all the way now. And she has sidekicks too. Can't tell her nothing at this point. Marissa was vehemently defending her, even when she said Hannah was exactly. That just shows Marissa needs to work on her self-esteem, because she was doing the same thing with Ramses. Now, I'm not saying she was wrong whenever they broke up. I don't think she was wrong for asking him, was he sure? I don't look at that as begging, but the fact that she wanted to continue to be in a relationship with someone that she knew she had nothing in common with, that had these major deal breakers, and she was overlooking all these red flags for him, said everything. And then she even said, oh, I'm willing to stay in a bad marriage and not be happy for 5 years. In the beginning, in the honeymoon stage, you willing to suffer for 5 years and you're already in your mid-30s? Marissa Gibbs stunted. I can see that. Arrested Development, because Hannah definitely has Arrested Development for sure. She's stuck in middle school. I saw Marissa isn't friends with Hannah now. Well, thank God. Did you catch when Ashley said she had to put Hannah in her place? I didn't see that part, but I could believe it. I think it's because her Mormon upbringing could be. That could be a part of it. The way she was dying to bring up what Nick said about her looks. I've never wanted to be married enough to be miserable for 5 years. I'm telling you, maybe that's what happens when they choose a cast of 30-plus-year-old women. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's something that kicks in at 30 that makes you want to get married and have kids. Like, it's like a physical yearning. I don't know about every woman, but I definitely felt it. And I feel like a lot of women feel that. I don't know if it's a biological thing. I don't know if it's a societal pressure that makes you want to do that. But I'm telling you, it became very strong. When I turned 30, it just, boom. I want to get married. I want to have a baby. And I feel like, some people, can't resist that urge and just settle. Hormones. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the hormones. I don't know. And also, I could see why women these days wouldn't be thinking that way, because the options are horrible. Like, if this show is any indication, the options are limited. What do they say? The dating pool has pee in it? Yeah. I don't even blame. If you're at that point and you don't, I understand not having it, looking at, the fish that's in the sea. It's contaminated. And a lot of people said, even before the show came on, when it was the show was featured in DC, a lot of people said DC is one of the worst places to find your mate. That there are not a lot of good options there, and I feel like this season is a good indication of that. So many women can relate. It's not just the men who go on this show. I live in the DMV and it is terrible. I believe it. I'm turning 40 next month and I'm chilling for now. I don't have the energy. I don't blame you. I recently turned 30 and I have no desire to date. Before before I was in a relationship with my current boyfriend, which is also somebody that I knew from high school. I guess you could say like my high school sweetheart. I was done. I was completely done. I wasn't trying to date anybody. I was over it. The last guy that I talked to, we were just talking, but we talked for, I want to say, for like a few months, and he ghosted me. The next thing you know, I want to say no less than 2 months later, he popped up on Facebook married. And after that, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it no more. I'm done. And I was dead serious about it too, because my grandma and my mom, my aunt, I was surrounded by people that had been single for years and years and years. So I'm like, I understand it. I'm right behind you. Girl, dodge the bullets. Dodge a whole bullet. Nobody is more single than a married man. Okay? I'm done. Take me out. Take me off. Take me off. Seriously. Seriously. It just so happens, you know how that saying, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, that's how you know it's real, like the love is real or whatever. I feel like that's what I'm in right now with my boyfriend. Like, I wasn't ready. I'm gonna speak for myself. I wasn't ready back then, and I needed to experience life a little bit. I need to go to college. I need to date a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when people do the high school sweethearts thing and they stay together, somebody ends up cheating, they end up breaking up. I know so many people that were high school sweethearts that are now divorced. But I feel like we needed that time apart to grow, and now that we're together, it just makes a lot more sense. And I'm glad, because I just could not. I'm sorry. I feel sorry that this is who people have to choose from. These men are horrible. That's why I cussed them out with no regrets. Oh my goodness, Caitlin, you've been through it too. You've been through it too. That's all I can. If I've just listened to you alone. Yes, because the way the dating pool is, people are saying to try and stick it out and don't leave over little things. I think little things are not cheating. Little things are not like belittling your partner or, treating you like a servant or whatever the red pillars are talking about these days. Pinky, sounds like you graduated 2006, 2009. Close, 2010. High school. Sometimes they come back to see if you are vulnerable and easy to play. Look, it depends on why y'all broke up. I don't recommend circling the block. Circling the block can work. Y'all see Ashanti and Nelly, it works for them. But I don't recommend circling the block for everybody, because it depends on why y'all broke up in the first place. And I feel like some growth needs to have taken place as well. And it's hard to gauge. But it can work, but I'm not going to sit up here and just promote circling the block, because I done heard some horror stories with that too. Little things like he can't dress, he chews weird. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I do think people miss out on, possibly a good match. Let me get them off the screen. I'm tired of looking at her. I do think people potentially miss out on a good match over little things like that, like height. Look at look at Zendaya and Tom. What's his name? Tom. I don't know his last name, but look at him. Look at how much in love she is with him, and every time they get on the red carpet, she's a whole foot taller than him. But when they were walking through them paparazzi, he was. Okay, she have her little short king, but they in love. Okay, and she would have missed out on that if she would have just said he was too short. And you never know what you're missing out on because he's too short, or he's pigeon-toed, or he bow-legged, or what's something else she said? I don't like the way he chews. Tom loves that girl, but they look good together. They're only 3 inches apart. Maybe without heels, but whenever she put heels on, she's taller than him. Little short king. Look, that's all I used to date. All I used to date was short kings. Don't ask me why, but it traumatized me. Maybe that's why I had such a hard time in dating, because I used to love a short king. They had to be my height or just a little bit taller. I don't know what my problem was, but not saying. Now I'm not trying to steer y'all away, because not all of them are like that. But are you tall, Pinky? I'm 5'6", so I don't know if y'all consider that tall. Short men are angry. It depends. You have to find a confident one, like a truly confident, not someone who's cocky or, have a big ego trying to overcompensate, but somebody who's legitimately comfortable with themselves. I hear short kings don't like the term short king. Oh, I thought I was being nice. Do they not like that? My bad. Cordell is a good example of a confident, I guess I won't call him short king no more, but he's a good example. If you want a good example, because he very well could have snapped on Serena, and he would have been wrong, but he could have really could have red pilled the situation. He could have Kevin Samuel'd the situation, but he was very humble, and he did what it took to get her back. He took all accountability. When you become 5'6", because I thought I was 5'4", Caitlyn, first of all, you're short. So I don't know that you're 5'4". I always thought you were shorter than 5'4". But I'm actually 5'5.5", and I round up to 5'6". But yes, that's my height. They can't see my balding spot, so it's good. We're on the same height. I'm 5'2". I need my man to be a little taller than me. I went on a date with a man shorter than me. Wait, how tall was he? All my men were short and angry leprechauns like Tory Lanez. I am screaming. But he's a good example of the wrong kind of short king. He's a good example. Also didn't let none of those bozos sway his opinion on Serena. Yeah. He's very confident. I promise y'all I'm 5'6". I promise you. Don't make me pull out the tape measure. I always felt like I should have been taller than what I am, personally. Tory got anger issues. He got more than that. He's like, I don't even want to get into that because every time it's always some that's a polarizing topic as well. I don't know why. You have tall energy for sure. My man is 6'3", and in my mind we're around the same height. I don't know why, but 5'6" is a good height. I feel like it's like somewhere in the middle. It's not too tall, it's not too short. I wouldn't even call Toria king. You right. Same, I'm 5'6". I wanted to be 5'8". I wanted to be 5'8" too because that was like the minimal height for America's Next Top Model, and people used to always tell me I should go on there. And every single time the height limit was like 5'8" until they did the short season, and I think they kind of X'd it out, and by then I didn't really want to do it, but I was like, they have the surgery now where you can get your legs broken. I saw that, but I need to know the long-term effects. I would never do it, but I definitely would have to see the long-term effects. Certain things you just should not mess with on your body. Like, you have to be able to walk. I'm not messing with my knees. You know what I'm saying? Your butt. You have to be able to sit down. Like, certain things I feel like you just should not mess with. What did you think about AD's comment towards Hannah? Like, AD, did you even watch the season? Girl, shut up. AD is always on the wrong side. I thought Eva Marcille was 5'6". Was she? Because I'm finna get mad. I always thought the height limit was 5'8". Now, she was shorter than the models there. Let me look that up. You about to... Eva Marcille height. She's 5'7". It just wasn't in the cards. I wasn't willing to pose naked anyway, so I probably would have got kicked off regardless, and I probably would have got a bad edit, and I probably wouldn't be able to get any work. Kate Moss was short. How tall was Kate Moss? She was 5'7" too. I would have fought Tyra if she tried to go. That was the other thing. Back then, I would have not been willing to cut my hair. Like, you catch me now, maybe. It depends. Like, before I started my locks, maybe. But I'm for sure not cutting my hair back then. Tyra would have been screaming at you, telling you that you don't really want it. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Yeah. Tyra would have had me in the corner crying. or Miss J screaming at me, doing the same pose. Remember when that girl was trying to pose in the mirror and she kept on, and she couldn't get it right, so she started crying? I forgot who that was, but she was just like... That show was so unserious. Some YouTubers suggested they should have an update show on past cast members, and Ashley Miller suggested that each episode should focus on a season update. Yeah, if you want to update us. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? I thought about doing because I like to rewatch America's Next Top Model periodically, and I thought about doing a series like talking about the episodes, but I don't know. Would y'all be interested in that? Like, I probably would do it season by season, maybe not each episode, but Tyra say shaving, somebody say right. And we ever seen Tyra with a shaved head? Cause Tyra used to say on the show, every photo shoot y'all have done, I've done. Have you shaved your head? And it was always the black girls. Yeah, not each episode, just the messy ones. That's a good idea. Just the messy ones. Your face is pretty symmetrical with a stunning feature. You definitely. I need to get in shape, y'all. I was thinking about it, but I would definitely have to get in shape. You could even try to find contestants and interview them. I don't know if y'all have heard of a YouTuber named Oliver Twixt, but he's done that already. He's like interviewed all the America's Next Top Model contestants. The race swap episode, yeah. I still can't believe Tyra did that to this day. It went up another level when they added male models. I think I really love those seasons. Those are the seasons I haven't really rewatched. Like I want to say the first 10, I think I've seen those the most. Those are the ones that I rewatched the most. But I haven't really rewatched the ones with the male models. I remember Keith. He looked like Tyson Beckford. He was really, really handsome. He gave that black. Yes, I remember when she gave him a fake beard. I remember that. Oh my god. Then you had women who lost her friend and she had a photo shoot 6 feet under. Tyra was a menace. A menace back then. Camille with her signature walk. She still, like, I saw the interview with her. She acts exactly the same. Ain't nothing changed. Camille is still Camille. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Anyway, y'all, we are on a whole tangent right now. But, child, I need to get off of here because I have some other videos I need to film. And I'm going to be filming a Love is Blind news video. So make sure y'all look out for that. I'm also going to be doing Why Did I Get Married? It's probably too late, but I watched the movies, so I want to talk about them. What else? Oh, I just have some other videos dropping. So make sure you have your post notifications turned on. Also, I want to remind you, shop lavidarosastyle.com. These cute sneaker earrings are on the website. This is one of the new additions. Make sure y'all check those out. Oh, don't forget about the discount code. It ends tomorrow. Make sure you use the discount code AUTUMN for 10% off of your entire order, regardless of how much you spend. Just type in AUTUMN when you're checking out. So many of you have used that discount code, and I really appreciate y'all supporting me. So this is kind of my way of showing y'all some love back. Anyone watch Beauty on Black? I have not seen it, y'all. I don't think I can get into that. I started watching early because Tyra got on my dang nerves. But yeah, you guys. Oh, thank you, Camille. I will see y'all on my next one. Is that it? I don't know why feel like I'm missing something, but I will see y'all on my next one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be going live again. Whenever Popular Balloon comes out, I'll do that. And maybe I might do another random live. So like I said, make sure your notifications are turned on. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.